back to another episode of not Final Fantasy. This is Monster Hunter Gunner Mode. Today we're going to be taking on the Baroth. And as you can see, I have the full Ludroth armor. And the Ludroth stock and the Ludroth frame, and then I'm using the heavy bowgun's barrel. Because the Baroth is one of those monsters you really want to have a shield for. Or at least I do. Just a BS, and this is a whisper. I hate fighting the Baroth. He's annoying. Oh, you'll see why in a second. And look at all that money! Woo! That's a lot of zinc. So why don't we go show off the equipment that we have right now. By the way, this will be the medium bowgun run. At least yeah, it should be. I'm also thinking I'm showing off that I upgraded a lot more of everything. This is post-commentary, if it wasn't quite obvious. This will be, let's see, the next episode after this one will be the final one. That will be post-commentary. At least for a little while, if not forever. Because I finally figured out kind of a technique to do live, so I'll be trying to use that. Apparently, I couldn't decide what I was doing. Well, might be good to get rid of some of the stuff that I don't need. The Baroth is pretty susceptible to poison, by the way. So it's a really good idea to bring stuff for poison. And for a while, I was just bringing Mega Potions there. It's good for the Baroth to bring both potions and Mega Potions, because he is annoying. He is also known as the Brick Wall to most of the beginning hunters. You can make Mega Dash juice by combining a well done steak, and a dash extract to give you a Mega Dash juice, which will give you unlimited sprint or unlimited stamina for 5 minutes. Plus it raises you up 2 ticks on the stamina bar. The Baroth is also fairly resistant to paralysis, but this gun isn't good at sleep, so we're going to try using paralysis. I'm also going to be trying to use a lot of crag shots, because, well, they... how to explain this? I'll show you when we actually get there. You can also make water shots with huskberries and whelk fish, which can give you 1 to 3 water shots, which will be good for this boss. I do have huskberries in there, don't I? I think I do. Oh! Shortly after starting the Royal Ludroth stuff, I got a dance for Cha-Cha from the Argo Sea Captain, known as the Waka Waka dance. I'm not really showing it off because it's not really all that important. You can kind of figure it out. Once you get it, you need a 2-star commodity, which you can get from either the Royal Ludroth, being ancient skin oil, or flamboyant quills from the Kuropeko, which I was farming the Kuropeko just a little bit. And the dances you can, if you use the Ooga Booga dance and the Waka Waka dance, I think it's that combination, you can get a combination of dances where you can get recovery low, recovery high, attack up, and antidotal. So if you ever get poisoned, you can... Cha-Cha can heal you. So, let's start on in. Just kind of waiting, because I don't remember if I did terrible on this one or not. Anyway, the armor skills on the Ludroth armor are Constitution +1, or it might just be Constitution, which lets you, while evading and blocking, your stamina doesn't go down too much. It's fairly useful in that respect. It also has pellet shot up. I think I gymmed in enough to get pellet shot up all, which means that all the pellet shots go up by 2 slots, which is fairly good. It also has Divine Blessing, which means you have a 40% chance, it might be 35% chance that you take 50% less damage, something like that. It's fairly useful against the Baroth because the Baroth hits fairly hard, so any kind of saving grace you can have is fairly good. Now the Baroth is one of the first boss monsters that we run into that can actually roar at us. You can also dig down underground in the this little swamp here, or mud hole. It likes to be covered in mud, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Yeah, the Baroth is one of the first monsters that can yell at us. That's right. I think. So we face the Growth Echo, the Jaggy, the Royal. Yeah, it's one of the first ones that can yell at us. The yells will temporarily stun you, and also are very good indicators. Darn, Panabra. Are very good indicators of going into rage mode. Get used to screams because a lot of monsters do it later. This is also the first occurrence of a boss monster that has conditional weakness. The Baroth is weak to both fire and water. But there's a catch to that. The Baroth is nearly, no, actually completely immune to fire while it has mud on it. Like right now, it has mud on all parts of its body, it's immune to fire. And it's severely weak to water. Like, it's actually weak a very, very considerable amount to water when it has water on, or when it has mud on. Now, you can knock that mud off. As you saw when he came in his opening scene, he didn't have any mud on it. You can knock it off, and then he will be, or at least that part of him where he is at, will be weak to fire, and nearly resistant to, actually completely resistant to water. So So you get in kind of a, do I hit him with both, or do I say, I don't know, do something else? Now you just saw there I broke off mud from his back there, which means now his back would be weak to fire. I can't shoot any fire shots, or flaming shots, so I wouldn't be doing it. Although I do have clutch shots, which would be somewhat weak, would cause a slight bit of fire damage, I think. So if I hit it on the back, it should do a lot. Now he's going to yell, because I have a shield, I should block it. Or at least that's the plan. That's one thing to note. It's not the whole monster that is weak to the certain element. It is the part of the monster that is weak to the certain element. So his back will be taking fire damage. Everywhere else, until I knock off the rest of it, will not be taking fire damage. You can look up exact resistances and stuff like that on Minecraft. On the Monster Hunter wiki. That mud splatter technique does not get mud off of his body, but it does splatter it around. You can nerf the range a lot by taking stuff off of his head and the rest of his body. And he can't quite spout that mud as far. There are 3 breakable parts on Baroth. You have, besides all the mud, you can knock off mud from anywhere on his body, which usually water shots knock it off the fastest, but also direct targeting attacks or anything that can hit it would do it as well. Besides breaking off the mud, you can break the top of his crown off, which the hammers have the easiest time at that. Actually, I think it's almost nearly impossible to do it without a hammer, because I hadn't done it yet. You can also cut off his tail, and you can break his claws, which I'm pretty sure I do in the heavy bowgun rule. You can also dig down in the ground like that. That is not him going under the mud, that is him going to another area. It's also to note, you can tell when he's in rage mode. When 1, he usually roars first, but 2, he has steam coming off of his crown. Which you can see there, it kind of is like cartoony mad part. And I am sorry, I forgot water shots, so this may take a slight bit longer than I had planned, but I'll have some when he comes back in here and is covered in mud, or I can use it now. Now, the only weapon that is basically effective at using both fire and water, if you really wanted to play that game, would be the bowgun. Any of the other weapons wouldn't be able to do it at all. You could bring Cha-Cha with the other element, but it's really not effective at all. I think the sound is a bit off, and I can't change that. I'm sorry, I must have recorded it a little weird. It looks like it's fairly close, though, now. Getting into Area 4, I hate fighting the Baroth in Area 4, because for whatever reason, there are Jaggies in here, but for whatever reason, the Alteroths feel like it is your fault he is in here, and instead of trying to attack him, they're going to attack you, and annoy you to no end, and completely mess up whatever you're trying to do. Key to the solution, when he's in this area, basically use Bullet Shot. You'll hit the Baroth for a considerable amount of damage, especially if you're using the Ludroth set of stuff, because you'll have a lot, and you'll be taking out the interference. And I hope this last shot actually paralyzes him. Probably won't. The Baroth has a fairly high resistance to paralysis. But no, it actually did. You'll see why in the heavy bowgun tutorial thing, why I think it's nearly impossible for anything else, unless you're using upper rank equipment, to knock off the helm of the Baroth. because in that I use bombs and frag shots and cluster shots and just about anything else you can think of to actually try to attack him. Now, you can actually, by knocking off mud from his body, you can actually get a shiny drop to drop, which would be one of his items that you'll need a lot for, well, the farm, and for a couple pieces of his armor, which is fertile mud, which you'll need that a lot. Now what you saw back there before he ran into here was him starting to dig, and then he popped back up very angrily. If you can actually do enough damage while he is digging to have him to, I'm pretty sure it's when he pops into rage mode, he'll pop back out and go enraged, yell, stuff like that, and then we'll proceed to dig. If I had a trap and trank shots, he would be ready for capture right now, but I am going to kill him. The Baroth is... he's one of those monsters that it's pretty okay to actually stay him. Capturing him, unless you have to, is not really necessary. You can get basically everything has almost a similar chance while you're doing it. One of the more rare items you can drop is a Baroth scalp, but you can carve that from his body with a fairly high chance. Cha-Cha can carve that from his body with a fairly high chance. You get a slightly higher chance while capturing him, but it's not that much significantly more that it would be worth it. I would just go ahead and slay him as well. Try to get Feline Carver or something like that. Which I actually do get it a few times. I think I might actually have gotten it this time or something. Because at some point I carve him 4 times and I'm like, WTF? He's like a normal monster, you don't get to carve him 4 times. There are some monsters that you naturally get to carve them 4 times, but that is later, and they're fairly big monsters, so it makes somewhat sense. And there we go. Baroth is down. It's actually one of the cooler monsters, but is annoying. I hate him a lot. But he is actually one of the cooler designed monsters. Now, if Cha-Cha wasn't in rage mode, he'd actually go and carve it. There, he just went out of rage and will carve it now. And there's a Baroth scalp just to prove that you can actually do it. It does not increase your chance in getting a scalp by carving next to his head, but it is a little ritual I like to do because I then like to kick him in the face because he's annoying. I didn't break his claws, but I broke the mud off his claws, so there's an example of that. I'm pretty sure in the next one I do break off his claws, so I can show you that. No, you don't break off his claws, you break his claws. But anyway, I will see you guys next time with the heavy bowgun tutorial. And I actually got a charm on this one. Interesting. What did I get? Combo Ray, that's not that good. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I would say comment, rate, subscribe, but that is kind of a jerkish move to do. But thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.